my dream gig TV show is somebody to follow me across the country, and I can walk from Maine to California and like interview people as I walk from Maine to California. Like that's my fucking dream.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I walk 25 miles a day during the summer anyway, so it wouldn't even be a big deal for me to do it. It would just be me doing what I normally do, but leaving where I live. But even then, if the earth is flat, it doesn't fucking matter at all.
It makes it easier, really.
True.
You're not gonna. It's not as much work on your legs.
I wish flat earth meant there were no hills. Look out. All right, here's Kyrie.
You said you're joking, and then you weren't joking. So which is it? Which?
Okay.
Good start.
You know what it was. You fucking know. When he said he was joking, it was to get people to stop bugging him online. I've apologized before. I've had to apologize. The only real way to fucking do it is to just be like, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it.
It's easy.
Yeah. Don't say you're joking though. Like I think I was joking is bad.
That's hard.
Yeah. You said you were joking and then you said you're serious. Why didn't he just stick with joking and then sit at home and be like, the earth is so flat? He's not in public.
Well, I mean, hopefully after this, I'm done answering.
Good. Let's clear it up for good. You never have to be asked again.
For good. I mean, people are gonna ask me regardless, but
I think this is really funny because now he's in the same situation now that he was in 2018 when this happened.
I mean, I'm just searching his name and the phrase flat earth on Twitter, and it's just constantly people are talking to this guy about being there's no living. He actually probably, instead of apologizing, he should have like tripled down on it and could have been like, he could have gotten like speaking gigs or something. He could have written a book. Oh yeah.
One of my dreams in this whole world is like I'm telling you all my hopes and dreams, I guess. One of my ideas.
That's the power of the apology, really. It opens you up. And
one of me and Brett's ideas very early on was to make a website for Street Fight that is a libertarian website where we just say that we're libertarians and it's got all this info. We would record a couple, like 2 or 3 fake libertarian podcasts so that if you click the link, it would play a libertarian podcast so that we could get hired to do libertarian conferences and then goof on them on stage. But very lazy when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But I think it would be so fun to convince people you're a libertarian and then do conferences and fucking.
Yeah, or even just like upload the same episodes, but with just like different title, different SEO, and send it into libertarian podcast world and see, maybe they'd be into it. Maybe you could just trick them that way.
Money like water, I'm drinking up all of my wine. People are starting to care about the future. Said I'm over, I don't think I got the time. And I can't or won't, I'm not gonna do it anyhow. And there's nothing you can say, nothing you can say to make me now. And I can't or won't, I'm not gonna do it anyhow. Dark side Knuckles and I'm not getting any sleep. This has got it all across my mind. People ask me, don't you care about the future? Said I will, but I don't think I got the time. And I can't or won't, and I'm gonna do it anyhow. And there's nothing you can say, nothing you can say to me now. And I can't or won't, and I'm gonna do it anyhow. The time with your daughter, she's kind of a good friend of mine. She's born to love her like water. I'm feeding her all of my wine. And will, yes, I'm gonna do it anyhow. And there's nothing you can do to stop me now. And I will, yes, I'm gonna do it anyhow.
Patriot Takes is like a really stupid, like it's like a making fun of liberals, but or making fun of conservatives, but in like a really crummy, not funny way.
Like the libs of TikTok guy, right? Like it's
Yeah. No, it is it is there. It's like the Krasensteins if they were doing like The Onion.
I was about to say it seems like something run by the Crass. It says they're partnered with Midas Touch, and I recognize that name. I feel like that's like Krasenstein adjacent, maybe. But that's
It
one
is.
of those like what is it? Occupy Democrats, which is
Yes.
run by like a different set of identical twins from Florida, apparently.
No,
Which is so
they got in trouble last week. Occupy
really?
Democrats did.
I didn't. What did they do?
They didn't apologize
Oh, okay.
because they're so like they don't care. But they what they did was they outed somebody's daughter, a Republican politician's daughter, and they had been outed, and they started like hitting her with shots for like being like gay and having conservative parents.
Right.
So people were like, that's inappropriate. I don't think you should do that.
Yeah. The Krasensteins are apparently in like a big like Bitcoin scam thing right now, or some sort of NFT thing, which is like the least surprising thing ever. But it's like a website called like BitClout. And
I've heard of it.
That's their big thing right now. Yeah. I need to kind of delve a bit deeper into it because they really fell off the map the past like 2 or 3. Did they get banned from Twitter? Am I missing things? They did. Okay.
Yeah, they got caught making extra accounts.
Right, because they were like pretending they were like posting as their wives or something, which is so good.
They were also,
guys.
I think they were also like responding to themselves, you know, where they were like, oh my God, Brian Krasenstein, you're fucking crazy for that one. Right. And it's like him doing it.
Yeah.
I love guys like that. Is like that is like one of my favorite kind of Twitter, like huge, like they always have like 6-digit number of followers, but they're following 7-digit amount of people, and they fucking have a bunch of different accounts to gas them up all day. I love that.
Yeah,
that is
that, or
smart.
when like a politician replies to themselves with like a sock puppet account. But like forgets to log out of their main account. I think there was that one guy from like Pennsylvania, I want to say, who replied and was like, yeah, it's like a gay black man I really do support all this shit, and like,
Yes.
that needs to happen more often.
That's such a conservative guy thing to do, to say you're like a gay black man on the internet where nobody could say it, but they're like, the libs won't question it
Yeah,
at all.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Street Fighters. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the radio show. So many things wrapped in one. We're here every single week at this time. Street Fight Radio, #1 anarcho comedy radio show on any station across the nation. And folks, right now, jumping in the chat over there at twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio. We can tune in, hang, talk about what we're talking about, point out all of our flaws and shit we got wrong, and meet cool people. We're always excited to see the folks who show up each week. And if you want more Street Fight, we have that over on patreon.com. That's how this thing works. It's the reason that you don't hear any advertisements for MailChimp or mattresses or suits or CBD or mushroom teas or what have I heard most recently? What's the hot one? I also love LegalZoom. No LegalZoom. Just me and Brian giving you bonus content over on patreon.com/Street Fight Radio. And you know what? I've upped my Wellbutrin. I'm doubled up and I'm very focused and I'm like running on 11. And I hope to spread this mess across the U.S. and in a way more efficient way that isn't as depressed and feels bad. You know? Yeah, we're both working on that, right? Well, I'm fully in now still, but you know, I also know it's going to come back. So it's just kind of sitting around waiting for it to come back. But I got to tell you this. Jason, right before we went on the air, was like, "Oh yeah, I sit here the whole time we do remote stuff, so that you can, so if something goes down, I can fix it." And last night I was doing a POD cast, and at the beginning of the show, when we first started the call, producer Dan, was like, "I did a little microdose of mushrooms," so. We were talking for like 10 minutes and he ate a bunch more and you could watch him fucking go from like not tripping to tripping through like the Zoom. I was just watching him and he would like get up and go run outside to smoke and then come back in and then run outside again. And he was like, I didn't expect it. But what he did was he had ordered these mushrooms somewhere. I don't know. But the back of the package said, "This is not for, I guess, rookies. It's strictly for psychonauts. This is like, this ain't your mother's." Sure. Mushrooms. Grandpappy's cow shit mushrooms. This ain't no deadhead pulled off a cow patty mushroom. Yeah. Yeah. So it was very funny to watch him make the same mistake I've made 7 million times. And just as he was getting ready to eat more, I was like, "Don't do it, dude. You eat more of that, you're going to be fucked up. I promise you will be fucked up." And he was like, "Oh, it's fine." And then it took 20 minutes before he was so fucked up. So by the end of it, was he like wrapped up in a blanket and had it all the way like, so there was a little peephole? Like I usually end up shivering underneath a blanket with just my face sticking out and just like observing shit whenever I go too hard. Yes. Yeah. No, he seemed fine at the end, but there were just a few times where he was just where I was like worried for him. But that's me projecting like my mushroom insecurity on him. Sure. You know what I mean? Also tried to talk for people. I also tried to talk John into doing mushrooms and taking acid, but He's a no-go. He's a no fucking go, man.
I mean, I think in small amounts, it was negligible, very small amounts. Like I know a lot of people are afraid, but I'm like, you could do like one drop and you'd probably have the best afternoon of your life. And you wouldn't be like there wouldn't be like fluorescent cobras jumping out of the floor or anything.
Yeah, he said he's 100% no on LSD, but he
doesn't like that music. You don't want to know how the fuck they made all that music, or what you're like, why
John
it took
Cullen
over a whole damn city.
John Cullen is afraid of acid. It's the weirdest thing. Like,
one pill makes you taller and one makes you small. That shit. Yeah.
He's afraid of the name. He's said this to me in the past.
Yeah.
Like, don't call it. Why do you call it acid? And it's like, because for fucking normal people, that's a cool name. Like, we're all cool about acid. For like absolute normals.
No, you got it flipped. Normal people are terrified of it. That's what makes it cool. That's why we proudly say we're drinking acid and taking a shitload of acid, because that sounds like a totally bad idea. But you're like, I do whatever I want. I do bad ideas.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is seriously, it is like you can get it for $4. It lasts a whole afternoon. It's cheaper than anything else. It's better and it's a better experience. It doesn't go off the fucking rails like shrooms. Nothing gets fucking weird. Like it just gives you a whole bunch of childish energy and everything feels and looks cool and sounds cool. And you can fuck like crazy.
I've been thinking about that too, because acid is now way cheaper than the movies.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's cheaper than a lot of the stuff we would go do when we were young. Also, a lot of that stuff's closed. Like you can't mini golf anymore. There isn't mini golf.
I know. Magic Mountain's done. There's one place, Scene 75, I think has it.
Mini golf? You know what's wrong with mini golf? It's the same thing. Remember we did that show at Mahal's, which is a bowling alley. And we were like excited we were going to bowl, and the motherfuckers didn't have a computer scorekeeper, and nobody knew how to keep bowling score because it is impossible.
Not really. I know it, but
it's crazy hard to do. So we just ended up just tossing the ball down the lane over and over again and kind of fucking around and having fun. I need a computer to keep score when I'm bowling. And I think they should hand you an iPad when you go to mini golf that keeps the score for you instead of the little pencil and the paper. Cause I don't know, man. I lose count. I'm doing all kinds of other things in my brain, and sure. I just don't like keeping score. I don't think you should ever have to keep score. I mean, I think playing games with a score is great, but there should always be, now that we live in 2022, there should always be a computer there to keep score for you because they're so cheap and easy to have. You know what I mean?
You have one in your pocket. There's an app that does that.
I know, but they should hand it to you. It's the magic of them handing you some piece.
You want them to hand you like an app, an iPad that's inside of a gigantic like protective box, because you're handing this out to the public now to go swing around in a mini golf course. It has to be able to fall in water. You want to carry a big ass iPad around?
I do. I actually would love that. I think I like it. I think I like the iPad better than the cash register now. I like the iPad more. So I think I'm like really, when I go into a place that's using the iPad, the square thing, I am so happy because I 100% know I can use my phone to pay. I'm not going to have to get my wallet out of my pocket. It kind of spins around. You press the button. It figures out the tip for you and you're fucking out of there. I prefer that to the old style cash registers or the Kroger cash registers at the grocery store. I just think those ones suck. And the iPad is like the way superior type of cash register.
Okay, I'm going to push back and say that with the tidal wave of us in the mini community that like everything smaller, the little golf pencil is super cute and very teeny tiny. And I like it that you're like, there's no electricity being used right now to play this game. Everything here it's an object that exists and they don't have to burn energy to make it happen. And I like you just write down how many times it took you to hit the ball. I mean, do you score? You use the app for Frisbee golf, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't even like doing it. I don't even really like using the app.
want
I quit
a
playing
robot
Frisbee
butler
golf.
to follow you around and write down you want a robot caddy. I think that's what you're proposing now. If you
Yes.
refuse to keep score but want to know the score, that
Like-
would you'd yeah.
Like maybe like a Johnny Five that follows you around. Like it could even look like Johnny Five. It could be, because that's the best looking robot of all time. I'll say that.
Sure, it's
right
most
now. There's
iconic,
never been a better looking robot.
most
than Johnny
lovable,
Five.
most fucking lovable robot ever created.
Yeah.
We weeped when Johnny Five went down, man. Everybody was crying, moms and dads.
I had a tough time when Johnny Five, got turned off. I was so glad to see him come back in part 2.
Yeah, that was a big
extremely racist. That movie has the most racist thing.
I know, it's so weird. That guy Fisher Stevens, that dude dressed up as an Indian guy and just did a fucking accent.
But yeah, I understand you can use your phone calculator. I don't really like I just need something that's gonna do this for me.
Okay,
I don't like it.
You need a friend. All you need is friends. And here's the thing: when I go, I always keep score. I usually keep. I just ask everybody. I just say, how many did it take? Now, I'm not going to watch you and specifically write down. No, I'm not. You can say I tried 3 times to get this in, and you just say 3 to me. I take care of the rest. But yeah, I can't also watch you play golf. That's like playing with a 9-year-old.
Well, no, I'm looking. I just thought of this while you were saying that, by the way. I just thought of this. Like a sort of camera situation that is at the hole on the Frisbee golf course, and then maybe one in the middle, kind of like a camera thing that keeps track of where the Frisbee goes. Maybe you put a little computer chip on it. Boom. You don't even have to think about the score. And this is what I like about it. It's the same thing I like about Wii bowling and bowling in general. I don't know how I'm getting to where I'm getting, but I fucking love finding out at the end where I am, Like at the end of bowling where they're like,
put it on a bumper sticker. Put that on a bumper sticker.
I like it.
That shit will rock.
I like at the end of bowling when it's like, oh, that's a 145. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know how we got there, but good on you. I like that. That's my shit.
You never bothered to look up how to score bowling or what was going on? No one ever explained it?
My dad is like big time in it because my dad's like really big time in it because he is a bowler. He's bowled a few 300s. No, he did not teach me how to keep score.
That's a sad story. That's like write a sad story in 2 sentences right there. My dad was a 300 bowler and I never learned how bowling scoring works.
I didn't think
my
about
dad
that.
took us all the time. My dad knew the guys at the bowling alley, so we got food for free. Like he used to party with them and shit. And he also, like whenever we wanted to get something out of the claw machine, like I remember there was an ET in there my sister wanted super bad, and we told him about it, and the guy was like, man, you got to earn it. So he opened up the machine and put the ET on top and had us try to win the claw, win it via claw. But yeah, I can definitely learn how to do counting bowling. Also because in my hometown in Reynoldsburg, the place closest to me didn't have screens. We had to do it on paper.
Oh yeah. I think I will say this. I think in high school we did learn how you keep score while bowling. But like my school was so cheap and redneck and shitty that like they basically just had the pins. Like it was like we didn't go to the bowling alley. It was some shit we just set up in the gymnasium, in the gym, which is like that is so not bowling. Like you can't just decide this is a bowling alley now. You have to like have the alley is what I'm saying. So, but they did teach us. I probably skipped, and that was the problem. But people in the chat saying like, they need to take me to cricket. I actually watched a documentary about cricket, and that's an impossible game to understand what's going on. It is, you have to be born in a cricket place to understand cricket. Same as rugby. My brother used to tell me when we were growing up, rugby is like football. And that was all. It was
Okay.
like it
It
just
is.
wasn't. It's not though. It's totally
I
different.
mean, it's
from
just
football.
people pushing, trying to push back and forth. Rugby looks awesome. I go to this Indian place called Nihi's that is fucking awesome, and I go by myself and I get like a ton of food. But they have gigantic screens on the wall that just play cricket constantly, and I'll watch it. I'll sit there for 45 minutes to an hour and just hang out all day.
It's fascinating.
It's a good spot. It's fun. Yeah.
And it's a fascinating sport because we would never know anything about it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Brett, I did
want
a
to say
day.
one more thing. Sorry.
Go for it.
I feel like I failed that person that asked about food last week in Columbus, and I was pulling up to Staples today and I saw it, and I wanted to say go to Kenny Center, Henderson,
yeah.
and off Henderson Road and Kenny Road. There is an amazing array of restaurants. There's a Japanese bakery. There's Indian restaurants. There's a place called Dosa Corner. There is like a Peruvian chicken place. There is everything is over there. Kung Fu Tea. There's so much shit over. It's like probably the best block or the best like square mile of food in Columbus, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I got a couple of things here, Brett.
Donuts. Yeah.
First, I want to start with, I did talk about this, but it's on the Patreon of the PODcast. So I need to talk about it here where most people are listening to me. I almost got into a fight yesterday.
Whoa, a real one.
Walk. Yeah.
You balled your fist up?
I was fucking ready, and I told the guy to fucking come back. I said, come back here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm wondering how you got in this place. Let's do that thing. Let's do the look at the camera and tell me how you got in this position.
So I am out. There is a thing that makes me incredibly mad, Brett. Incredibly mad. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Anybody that fucks with the right of way of a pedestrian on the street. You know what I mean? Like, so if the light is green and the walk sign says walk, I'm allowed to like walk whatever speed I want to walk. I don't have to run. I'm not here to fucking run for you. You know what I mean? Just because you're in a car, you think I need to run so that you can turn faster? I don't fucking think so. You know,
I agree 100%. When I went to Denver, one of my favorite fucking things in the world was downtown. When we were walking, they would have red lights for every car, and then they would just turn on all the crosswalks. So it was just pedestrians moving. And like you said, I mean, there's a countdown there. So I got until that red thing goes. So that's the rules I'm under. So fuck off. I'm not gonna run. I don't feel bad that I'm in your way. You're in a little air conditioned booth listening to your favorite fucking music. So shut up.
You'll fucking get where you're going. This is 2 seconds. You're not it takes seconds to get out of a lane. Lanes are so small. It's like 3 steps to get out of a lane. It's not like I would have to walk incredibly slow for it to take longer than one second you had to wait. And it just I'm crossing, okay? I it's a very long crosswalk that I go across, okay? For reference to you, Brett, it is 5th Avenue and Olentangy River Road.
Okay.
It is a big one. Yeah, it's a 5-lane road, so it's a long cross, and they give you like a few extra seconds to get across that road. I'm fucking walking, and look, I'm going to tell you this right now. I was looking at my phone. I was 100% looking at my phone as I walked across the street, which I don't think is wrong. I had a right of way. If somebody,
it's not a good idea.
Not smart.
Not a good idea.
Yeah,
but
not
it's
saying
not wrong.
I'm smart. Yeah,
right.
But it's not wrong. It's not.
You're allowed to.
Yeah, you're allowed to look at your fucking phone when you're crossing the street. So I'm crossing the street. This son of a bitch honks at me. So I stop in front of him and finish a tweet and then walk.
Hell yes. Fuck yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. And he was so fucking mad at me. He's yelling. He was a geek, though. I think I could have fucking probably beat him up anyway.
Nice.
He's yelling at me in his car and fucking slamming on the horn, and I'm like flipping him off and writing a tweet, and then I cross the street. But this guy's in such a hurry, he's gone. You know what I mean? He wouldn't fight me, but I did yell. I flipped him off and yelled, "Come back here," as he drove off, and it made me feel like a vigilante. You know what I mean? In a weird way, because it's like this guy needs to learn. You do not, first of all, you don't try to turn real quick either. I don't like that either. That pisses me off too. You know how like the light changes and then somebody's like, I'm going to turn real quick. You know, the guy that's walking isn't going to get here right away. Well, you don't know fucking when I'm going to get there. You know what I mean? You have no fucking idea how fast I'm going to move. Don't just fucking, as soon as it turns green, take off. But there has been a rash. There has been a rash of people honking and yelling for me crossing the street. It's just happened so many times now that that was the final straw. That guy honking at me and looking at me just pissed me off so fucking bad. And I went nuts. I went fucking nuts in the middle of the street.
Love it. Yeah, the heat is getting to people, I guess.
Yeah.
People are getting fighty.
Well, I've had a lot of people do this lately where you're crossing the street and they're like yelling at you to hurry up. And it's like, I ain't fucking hurrying up, dude. I don't have to hurry up. This is my fucking street. And you don't honk at people. That's something I've been saying on this show for so fucking long. There is one reason to honk. And I'm going to give it to you. You're sitting at a traffic light. The person in front of you is looking at their phone. It turns green. You then need to wait 30 seconds and then you can honk at that person. Yep. That's the rule. That's etiquette that I just thought of lately this week. I was thinking about it last night.
You shouldn't be on your damn phone. You get what you get if you use your phone while you're driving.
No,
you deserve horrible treatment.
I know, but it could be several things. You could be fiddling with your radio too. You gotta wait 30 seconds. You can't.
The lights don't even last that long.
Yeah, they do. They last 15 seconds. You wait 15 seconds. You can't just immediately honk as soon as it turns green, because that is also an aggressive behavior.
I wouldn't say immediately, but yeah, after a few seconds, it's like pay attention, jackass. There's a flow here.
All right, now the chat is saying 5 seconds.
5 sounds good. There we go. 5. I'll say 5.
5 too short. 5 is way too short because you don't know what is going on in that car.
It needs to be stopped. Whatever's happening that isn't pertaining to paying attention to the road and driving has to be interrupted with a loud blast of horn. That's what needs to. It doesn't matter.
Because you be honking. You could be honking. Think about this. You could be honking at somebody who sees something that you don't see too. Sure. Okay? Like you could be honking at the guy for stuff that they can't even fix. And if you're the car behind the car, you gotta, it's your responsibility to honk, but I think you gotta wait a minute. This horn stuff's gotten out of hand. I don't know when it happened, but when I grew up, you did not fucking honk your horn. That was aggro. That was really an aggressive act to get into. And when people do it now, I just get so fired up. You remember the first time we went to fucking Chicago and I was fucking losing my shit in the car because people were honking at me. And that's their culture there, you know, but I lost my mind to that. I don't like it. I feel like I'm being rushed when you honk. So that is my car thing. But then I also have to tell you something that has really gotten to me too. They let the cable guys, the cable salespeople, stand right inside the door at Kroger now. So
at a table?
Yeah, they got a little table, little podium that says Spectrum. You fucking walk in and they jump on you right away. Brother, hey. And this has got to fucking stop.
Check him out. Where's Jesus? We need Jesus Christ to come flip these tables over and say this is enough.
Dude.
Because but I hate those bastards. But if they're at Best Buy or whatever, it's like fine, whatever. People are getting a TV and they're like, I'm wondering what my options are. Sure. But at the grocery store, leave me alone. I'm already about to lose a whole bunch of money.
I know.
I don't have any extra for you right now.
And it used to be a place I went to 5 times a day because I was comfortable there. You know, I could roll in there. Now it's like, I don't want to fucking have to tell I maybe have the same person there that can recognize me, but I've had to tell 10 fucking million people I don't want to switch my cable service because they don't have what I need.
Yeah.
You know,
Are they
I
also
ended up getting
23-year-olds?
It's different genders, different ages.
Okay.
All
Everybody
kinds
gets
of stuff.
Caught in that net.
Yeah. But it's crazy to do.
I got a good update for you that's related. There is it's related to our buddy Robert Kiyosaki. A friend of mine was telling me that they had a solar panel? A solar panel salesperson. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, solar panel salesperson came to the door and they were talking to them, and they said it was a really young person, like 22 years old, which is like, I mean, you're not even a fucking homeowner, you know? And like, I don't like, why do we have young people doing this? But the guy ended up saying to her, hey, is there any like duplexes around here? You know, because I'm thinking I'm going to buy a duplex and I'm going to live in one side. I'm going to rent out the other side, and that's going to pay my mortgage. And they basically just said the whole like Kiyosaki thing and was acting like they're already ahead of the curve, you know, and they know what to do and how to be successful, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. They already are like, I'm going to Kiyosaki a neighborhood real quick. Probably
it's a very nice neighborhood. Like for a 22-year-old to buy a house there is not, you no way, not happening.
I love the idea though of how many people could you possibly sell solar panels to?
I mean, yeah, they don't even work in most places. I mean, there's like Ohio's one of the gloomiest places. We have like 85 days of sun a year, I think.
Yeah.
So then the other thing they told me was that this is also the same though for some of the people they see, that there are people that are like 50-year-old men that are like on Medicare and seeing like consulting, you know, lifestyle people, you know, health, mental and physical health and all of that. And they're like, yeah, actually what I'm going to do is I'm planning on just getting a duplex, and I'm going to live in one half and rent the other half out. And so like this person's like, you didn't do it, man. Like you need help. You lost. We don't all get to have a duplex and rent the other. It sounds like the sweetest deal ever. It is such a fake idea, but you just imagine it can be real in America. They want us to believe in like that kind of magic here. It's like, you could have someone else pay for you to live.
You see it all the time. Like what I mean, I don't know what other people see. Obviously my Google cards thing, my Google News thing is skewed toward stuff for Street Fight and stuff, and also weirdly Disney World, but it's skewed to, and Lego actually. But it's skewed toward that, and I see almost at least once a week an article. It's not really an article, but it's like framed as an article about how you can buy a duplex and rent the other side out. And it's like the headline is always like 22-year-old buys duplex and rents out the other half.
Yeah, usually their parents gave them their first rental property, which is a duplex, to rent out the other half, you know? Yeah. They're just like, don't fuck it up.
If you're gonna buy something for yourself, don't buy a fucking duplex. Come on, man.
Like, it's your starter house, though. I mean, you're just starting there, and then you keep chasing the ladder. You keep going up the ladder and getting next level of houses all the time.
I mean, as shit goes downhill, like economically and stuff like that, you are seeing like this huge influx of side hustles that is just like so many of those Google those Google things I get also are fucking, it's just like this side hustle can make you an extra $700 a month. This side hustle makes her an extra $5,000 a month. And then you look at it and it's like she's fucking working 40 hours a week on her side hustle too. Like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't have an idea for a craft business that's going to make me $5,000 a month.
Yeah, that's also, I've been, well, shout out to all the single parents. If you are a single parent, not even, I have joint custody. If you're all by yourself, it's so hard. It's so fucking hard to survive. Like, I'm just like, to have the society is set up so that you have to be paired up, like no one person can live on their fucking own if they're making just regular ass money. That isn't like, white collar work shit. And fuck, I don't even know why I said that.
I'm looking for, I'm actually looking at my cards to see if I can find oh no.
There's so many people I know. Like, there's people I know that are said to me shit to me. Like, I had somebody say, have you ever thought about opening up a dispensary before? And I'm like, oh, sure. I've stayed up to the middle of the night with my friends in a case of beer and talked about the coolest dispensary the city's ever seen. No, none of us has ever touched that amount of money. We don't have the connections. You're just insane. You just think that, like, because you can just start businesses and you have, like, a few tens of thousands of dollars to kind of move around, you could just start a food truck if you felt like your pork sandwich was good enough.
Yeah, that is so fucking, that's so good. I don't
People
know.
That, like, we got rid of our food truck to put an addition on the house instead. It's more cozier that way. Just shit like that.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
looking.
Know what you're talking about. I'm scraping through the trash trying to make $10 off of anything I can find.
Yeah, I'm looking for a side hustle here. I'll Google because it'll come up. I wonder if there's like, yeah. I mean, everybody wants one, and that's really great. There were only like 3 side hustles when I was a kid, and one of them was like when we were 19 or 20, maybe we were 21. I don't know, but like my mother-in-law had gotten into delivering those ad bags. You know what I mean? They throw on your porch
every Wednesday for free. You don't get to pick whether or not you get it. They just throw it at your house.
No, I'm glad they don't do that. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm glad the ad bags don't exist anymore because those were incredibly wasteful. You would just like, if you didn't use your front door, because I'm not a front door guy, I use the back door mostly. I'm a backdoor man.
Clarence Carter style.
Yeah, I'm a back. Oh, man. And I would have like 8 first of all, I'd have 8 of the ad bags and 8 of the Messenger, which was a newspaper that would just be like for one side of town. It was the Southeast Messenger when I was growing up. But like those ad bags, my mother-in-law started doing it and then was like, she had a job. She's like, I ain't got fucking time to be doing this. But here's how much I make. And it was nothing. But we ended up taking over the goddamn thing.
Oh no.
I mean, we're talking, I'm serious about this. This is no bullshit. Less than $200 a month. And it was every fucking Wednesday. It
$50 a week.
Yeah. It took an amount of time that you would never even like, that nobody should ever have to give. But it was like everybody in my, like in that I grew up around, somebody in their family had the ad bag route. And it was crazy. It was just, that was like the worst side hustle.
That was a struggle. Yeah, that was a good struggle job.
Yeah. And then
we knew a couple love birds that were young and struggling, and they would just like they would just do it together. They would take 12 hours. But then also it rains and you have to put like 200 newspapers into fucking little baggies now.
Yep. And my brother, actually, when he was in college, he had a paper route for a while. And that right there, that's the worst side hustle. It's the worst side hustle you could ever have. It's That's a brutal fucking job. That's why they give it to fucking 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
it's 12-year-olds like money and they don't value their time.
Yeah, it's extremely fucked up the way that we expect kids to wake up before school, 5 a.m. before school, do all that and make, you know, $85 a month for delivering your paper, you know, every
At
single
least-
fucking day.
We have to say this though. At least they don't have to collect anymore. Which that was the brutal part of that job, was when they had to go and collect the money from people like adults. I need your $18.
Yeah, I know. And when I did it, I'd have people hide on me because like I'd have people that didn't pay for 2 or 3 months. And then I'd be on the block and I would see them pull in and then I would go and fucking knock on the door. And I'm a little more, you know, adventurous than other kids. I'd go stand by their windows and shit or hide and come back around and hear them like back to fucking singing and dancing and making fucking dinner.
I mean, what does
ducking on a child, ducking out on like a 14-year-old, getting chased down by a 14-year-old for like $18?
Yeah, and what does that do to the 14-year-old? Like, what did that do?
It made me hate people, and I hated them because it was a nice neighborhood, and it did make me kind of class conscious because the houses were so fucking nice. And I was like, you fucking assholes. Like, I'm the best. Like, I cared way more than any goddamn paper boy they probably ever had before, and that shit was done right every single time. And people, I would collect and they would put $1 tip. Like, it was still 1946 and that would get me, you know, 20 X-Men comic books.
Yeah. And it's like, what the other thing is, like, I'm watching Gwen sort of talk about working at the coffee shop, and she has never, there was never the, for her, I don't think, that mystique of being an adult. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, when I was 14, like, I thought adults all knew what they were fucking doing. You know what I mean? But when they're hiding from you, that's gotta mess with your fucking head. Like, damn, these motherfuckers are hiding from me for $18. It's wild. So I have some good news for everybody. Medieval Times. Did you see this? Have you heard this?
Did they
Brett?
do it?
They did it. They fucking did it.
It's happening.
Get the article here. Yeah. I mean, that one seemed like a crapshoot to me. The Medieval Times one.
I don't know. It seems like a pretty small pool of people.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
they have a real linchpin on, like, they are very specialized work.
But you would think, I guess, like, what I would say is there are so many levels. It's that thing we talk about. Well, pro wrestling fans talk about this, that like, Jesse Ventura tried to unionize the WWF at the time, but fucking Hulk Hogan was like, no. You know, I'm like the top fucking guy, you know? And I assume there's levels at Medieval Times where there have to be people that are making good money.
Horse guy thinks everyone's there to see them and that the waiters can be plugged in and out.
And Falcon guy, the guy with the falconer. Do you see that tweet earlier this week? Somebody went to like a falconry convention and one of the falcons just fucking flew away. It was just like, I'm done with this shit. Yeah. I mean, we shouldn't be having falconry in 2022. You could make a robot falcon, I think.
Okay. Gets us closer.
I mean, for Medieval Times, right? Like, it happens in an arena. So why do you need a real falcon there? Why can't you do like a wire?
No, because you
know what I'm saying?
You'd be complaining. You would be like, they had a fucking chicken on a wire. They had a dead chicken cadaver on a wire and called it a falcon.
I understand show business, so I'd be fine with it. Okay. I would never complain about a falcon on a wire. And then a falcon doesn't have to like get that hat on they have to put on them to cover their eyes, the falcon hat.
Their little knight's helmet or whatever.
Yeah, I just hate, like,
people shouldn't fuck with birds. Like, birds need to be free. You shouldn't put tops on, you shouldn't put anything over a bird. No cages around birds.
Yeah,
And
it
no
does
little
feel-
fucking chains wrapped around their ankles and shit too.
Oh, that's the worst to think about. Yeah, yeah. I think I feel worse for domesticated birds than almost and well, there's two animals I feel bad for. And this is coming from a guy that doesn't even like animals very much. Domesticated birds and huge dogs in the city are the two things where I'm like, why you gotta do that to that thing? You know?
Yeah.
Why do you gotta have a Great Dane in a 1-bedroom apartment?
Yeah. Just because you really wanted one.
I know. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. You don't have a fucking backyard. You don't get to have a fucking human-sized dog if you don't have a backyard. You can get one of them tiny boys, that
Sure.
runs around. Like your apartment is something that like it takes them a while to get around,
Sure.
But yeah, birds, you don't put birds in a cage. That's sickening to me. And then to people like you buying it at a Meijer, like imagine that bird's life.
Yeah.
First he lives at Meijer, then he lives with you.
Yeah, it's hurts my heart.
Outside the castle, all was quiet. Flags bearing the sigils, and I don't know what that word is, SIGIL. So don't make fun of
Sigils?
me. This is going to be like when I said NUI on the show, and people were like, "Hey, it's ennui." I was like, "Well, I'm fucking only read it, and I don't even know why I said it." To tell you the truth. Like I said it, I put myself out there to say it, and it was stupid of me to do. The sigils and colors of various knights whipped in the wind across from a vacant office building. Also heard this too, Brett. I think you'd be interested in hearing. I saw somebody talking about medieval times on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
So they're all sucking and fucking. It's
Sure.
like it's a huge
restaurant
sucking and fucking
still.
place.
Still
Yeah,
a restaurant.
yeah.
A lot of
It's
people
also-
there probably party like crazy.
It's also, you know what I'm saying, like that Renaissance fair shit.
Oh yeah, freaky deaky people. Lots of pansexual, polyamorous people for sure. In the performance community for sure.
Yeah. There's so much sucking and fucking. The only indication that something was afoot was a paper sign posted outside a door. Enter NLRB election. That would be the National Labor Relations Board. On this day, knights, squires, stable hands, and all performers who make up the cast of medieval times would have their say. Before long, the word was out. We won. A group of 40 actors and show staff at the Lyndhurst location of the dinner and tournament chain. It's a tournament? Voted to, is it a work or like, are they really competing?
No, it's a work. I mean, but yeah, it's just a jousting match that you watched like you're in the king's castle or some shit, I think.
I mean, why work it though? You know what I
you
mean?
want people to get hurt.
But they're okay. I'm gonna I feel like you could do it I'm fixing medieval times tonight. That's all it is. First, the falcon on a rope.
Why?
And secondly, make it a real competition, man. There's no reason not to. You might as well.
Like treat it like a trained position. Like remember they tried to convince us that people were wearing medieval armor and fighting in pits in the UK.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Some fucking middle-aged guy with a mace, like swinging at another dude until they say stop. Stop.
Well, I mean, a mace is the best weapon of all the medieval weapons, in my opinion.
Sure. One of the
Always
mightiest.
wanted one. Always wanted one. Ball and chain.
Yeah. I want to get a big mace tattoo. They're super popular right now, but that's never
Maces are popular? Or mace tattoos?
Mace tattoos, yeah.
Maces are hot right now.
They are.
People on
I've
the
seen
internet
some tight
buying
ones.
maces. I was watching the Conan remake yesterday, and
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, dude,
Rocks?
it's gonna get the best review.
Yes, I
everything
told
I
you
did.
it fucking rocks, dude.
Yeah.
It's actually good.
I've watched everything, and spoiler, it's gonna get the best review because everything else sucks shit.
Right.
This week is I don't know. Did we give Red Dawn a bad review? I guess you'll have to listen.
I liked it. I said I liked Red Dawn. I mean, I just erase all the politics and imagine it's us in that position, and then I'm like, okay, now I can get involved. And it has a lot of, yeah, I liked it. You can hear the full thing if you go to patreon.com/streetfightradio. It's this Friday, it comes out, right?
Yeah. Also said this thing. I don't know if I think this is something you'd be interested in, and a lot of our listeners would be interested in, but it's something that I found that I think people might want to watch, and it's Freddy's Nightmares is streaming on Tubi now.
What is that?
You don't remember? Freddy had a TV show.
Oh no,
but he was only in one episode.
Oh
like
no,
it was like, yeah, it's like the Friday the 13th show that was just about an antique store. Didn't have Jason in it, but yeah, Freddy would introduce like Twilight Zone type stories.
So Crypt Keeper trying to come for the Crypt Keeper, basically.
Yeah, but it's Freddy.
Yeah,
It's
Freddy, bitch. Hey, bitch.
It's Freddy, yeah. So if people are interested in Freddy's Nightmares, I did find it. It is
okay. I love it.
And Eric
Tubi rocks.
Yeah, Eric Peacock, who is the guest on the Nightmare on Elm Street episode, like flipped out when he found out that I found Freddy's Nightmare, like that. Nice. It just showed up when I was searching. So, yeah, a group of
go ahead. Sorry.
Of 37 votes cast Friday, so 3 people didn't even vote. You can't even get 40 people to vote on something. There's always going to be 3 people that are like, I ain't got time for this shit. You know what? I got to come in on my day off.
Yeah, these are the anti-maskers. These are the people that don't get vaxxed. There's just always going to be someone that says, well, we can't all agree with each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't even have to agree with each other. You could vote no on the union. There's 3 people that just were like, nah. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to come in on my day off. It's like when I was a kid and my teacher told me I should run for class president, and I was like, fine, I'll do it, you know. And she went and talked to all my teachers to get my grades up so I could meet eligibility requirements. And we got there. My grades got up by doing a little extra stuff for them. She's like, you know, he seems really interested in politics. He's going to run. And then I was like, wait, you got to come after school? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I ain't doing that. Never mind. I'm not running.
Yeah.
And didn't run because I would have won for real. Probably. That was part of the reason she did it. And I was just like, oh, no, I'm not going to meetings when school's not happen. And that's how I was at my jobs too. It was just like, you got me for fucking whatever hours you got me, I'll be there and you can have me, but you ain't fucking getting me. Okay. So 37 votes cast, 26 were in favor of joining the guild. So they went public on June 28th and they got the thing. And it's only one of the medieval times, but it's incredible. I just saw 2 more Cleveland Starbucks organized. And I'm just like, I'm so fucking excited about all these people unionizing. It's fucking wild. And it's like, it's the only thing I look at where I feel very positive about, like, it's a positive change. It's a thing that's happening that, like, dude, there's never been a time we did this show where I thought it could happen this much. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it has exceeded everything I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, I mean, I was trying to get, what I was trying to say at the beginning about feeling bad about things is, you can't really assume a lot about the future. It's still up in the air and things can get knocked in a different direction. And absolutely, when we started this show, I would tell you that Starbucks would never unionize. I would have told you that when we started. It's not going to be Starbucks. And I do think that it is good, like you said, because this changes communities. Like, this person now goes to like Thanksgiving and is like, I work for unionized Starbucks. I get this, and this. And they're like, well, I don't get that. You know, and then it's just like, once people start learning what unionized means, they're like, how much are they charging you? It's like, oh, I have to pay $40 a month to join my union, you know, but I don't pay for healthcare or I get all these other benefits.
That's true. That's 100% true. And this medieval times thing, we read the article about what they go through, and it's tough. It's tough fucking work, man. There's a guy that's in charge of horses that is making less than $15 an hour. So
Insane. No.
Congratulations to the medieval times people. I got one more thing I want to do before we get out of here. I promised it.
Can I do one too?
Yeah.
Just real quick, I didn't want to, because people don't listen to the beginning and the end. But I just wanted to say, can we help out a good friend of mine? He's a member of the Street Fight family and also the Juggalo family. So if that matters to you, if you're a listener, but if you have any extra money, please send it to my buddy. His Cash App is Exodus7, EXODUSSEVEN. I went over to see him, and he was getting kicked out of his house. Or not his house, his apartment, because the landlord kicked everyone out so they can raise the fucking rent.
Fucking scumbags.
He missed an email that said, hey, your lease is up in 30 days and you got to move out. And he said he saw a bunch of people like with moving trucks. He's like, damn, I guess it's the season to move out. And then he got the eviction notice. And it's not funny. He's young and he's got a girlfriend, and help him out. Exodus7. I told him I'd try to get him a bump. But if you got some extra money, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, and it's funny, not funny at all. Our producer Jason got put in the same position too. They just were like, "We want you out of here. We're gonna raise the rent."
You can't. You can't resign.
Yeah, that's a nightmare to me. I mean, that's where a lot of my anxiety came from. Right, was like not being able to pay bills and stuff like that, and not having like them just being like, you can't live here no more. I used to have it every year.
And also, I mean, like when I was fucking under 25, I couldn't even rent a fucking truck. I had to know something. I couldn't rent a U-Haul. Like we're talking about filling up like a Toyota Tercel and doing 25 trips, over the course of a weekend and not sleeping to get the fucking whole place moved. And moving out of nowhere is like just saying, we're charging you $1,000 to leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that fucking sucks, man. And I'm sure that's happening everywhere right now. They're just kicking people out of their houses.
They're saying 30 days from now, you need to have first month's and a deposit for your new fucking place. Surprise.
And the rent for the month. You have to also pay the rent here. Yeah.
Right.
Which I'd be like, go shit in your hat.
Yeah,
dude.
fuck
you. Ain't getting that. You'll never get your hands on that.
Because I was like, you were current? You weren't. I like, did you pay them? And he's like, I paid every month. It was never that. And I was like, fuck, dude, that's blows. And they've done this before, and it's just, help them out, please. Exodus7 on Cash App. I don't know. We'll try to spread the wealth around. It's kind of our churchy thing here. Instead of giving your money to us, you can just get it straight to people that need it.
That's beautiful. Okay, so this is the last thing we're gonna do today. I found something, Brett, on online today because I was searching around I was doing some searching on the internet. I was trying to find a naked picture of Joe Biden.
Okay.
Like the wrestlers that
just
I got.
Like a mock-up somebody did.
Yeah, like a fake nude of Joe Biden.
Sure.
And I'm telling you what, man, I searched high and low. I searched sexy Joe Biden. I searched Joe Biden cock. I searched erotic Joe Biden. I mean, I know how to search for this stuff. I do it all the fucking time for wrestlers. You type about erotic Kane and you get Kane being erotic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I think,
or his head photoshopped onto somebody doing something erotic.
Oh yeah. But they do such a fucking. You guys have no idea. Well, if you follow me on Twitter because you've seen them. But they do such a good job with it, though. They find a body that looks close to his.
Yeah,
and then
I guess they add the cock in too. They can sometimes just erase the uniform and add the cock.
Yes, it's great. It's really good. So I thought, there's got to be like people into Joe Biden's cock and balls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Turns out no, but there is an author on Amazon, and her name is Jessica Stranger, and she writes erotic fiction.
Yes.
And she wrote a book called Joe Biden, The Second Coming, Cumming. And the cover has him looking, I mean, he looks sexy. I'm telling you what,
ripped.
it doesn't look like an old man body. They put his head on somebody that is ripped. Okay. And I think there's a full title where it's like something about like the second coming for Daddy Joe. Yeah, that's what they call him. Yeah. So
Gilf, he's a Gilf.
It says check out his stimulus package. I
nice.
said that.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the description of this for you. I think people will need to hear it.
A book that oh my God.
It's a book you can buy on Amazon. And
read this book.
Only 76 pages. So I'm honestly thinking about reading
that's
it.
Quick read. That's something you can read on the subway into work.
Yeah.
Or maybe on the way home before you go and see your partner, you get all worked up.
Thinking about a sexy Joe Biden. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Ripped from the headlines, porno. I like it. I love it. Yeah, it never happens with men, dude.
Industry.
They never do it with men. All erotic fiction is women. That's the fucking thing. You know? Like I would know you could find Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah.
Porno. Or they did Sarah Palin porno. They did all those like porn. They never do it. Like there's no Barack Obama. You think there's a Barack Obama porn? Bomna. Okay, here's the description. Cynthia needed some excitement in her life. And who better to save her love life than the man who is literally saving the entire country and world, President Joe Biden. So I want to throw this out there. This is made for people that are incredibly horny for Joe Biden.
Obvious. I think we figured that out by now.
I know. But it's funny that they say the man who's literally saving the whole world, because all it makes me think is there's like people at home that are like, he's such a great president and I can flick my bean to him or jerk off to him. You know what I mean? And that Venn diagram is pretty incredible. I know people are attracted to power, but he's a very old, gross man. You know?
Yeah.
He doesn't strike you as virile.
He looks like a Mr. Burns type, really, in the nudity department.
For sure. So she lets him do a lot more than sniff her. Joe sweeps her off her feet. Ooh. He winds her, he dines her, and definitely 69s her.
What?
He's 69.
Yeah, he does, of course. I get it. He's like, it's the only, it's an even transaction. It's only fair. He doesn't he does horizontal stuff. He's not always on top.
After her multiple fits of eros, she'll never question the election results again. So she's a Trump person.
She got turned.
Like, she was at the Stop the Steal rally and probably ran into Joe Biden and he swept her off of her feet. He wined her, dined her, and 69 her at the Capitol. Okay. So the election result, and instead only be interested in his erection results. As Joe would say, come on, man, but C-U-M, not C-O-M-E.
Okay, so, he's coming on men too?
No, it's come on, man, but come on, man.
Yeah.
I guess. I guess, he's coming on men. And that's something he could do.
Pulls out, blows it on her belly, and it says, come on, man.
So I end up finding out that Jessica Stranger has written other books.
Oh no.
This book is called Antifa versus Proud Boys, The Battle for My Heart.
Ah, wow. I wonder if MDC knows about this.
Okay.
Interesting.
Here's our description. They were sworn enemies, rivals on opposite ends of every possible subject, except for their lover. Rashida is caught in a spicy love triangle, and worst of all, they're both bad boys. So, how's a gal working at the Capitol building supposed to concentrate when she's being bombarded sexually from the left and the right?
Jesus.
How will she choose? One man has a tough exterior and the other never lets her look behind the mask. I think wear the activism mask.
Right.
You know what I
They're
mean?
too mysterious.
She'll have to navigate her way through the only way she knows how, sexually. So,
No, what? No. Yeah, stop.
well, she's
a woman
attracted
wrote
to
this.
both.
No, a woman did not
woman.
write this.
Well, it says it's a woman, Jessica Stranger. Could be a dude, you know, but like I could also see a woman just being like, women get horny, you know.
She just
And-
sexes her way through every problem.
And erotic. I this is gonna come off like people are probably gonna be annoyed by this, but I sort of feel like erotic fiction is more of like a women's thing to beat off to than a men's
Sure.
thing to beat
Yes.
off to. I would think this is like I could see a woman writing a novel
Got it.
and reading a novel over like I'll never, if I'm gonna beat off, it's gonna be the porno where there's naked ladies. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah, we
I'm not
figured.
gonna read a book. You know what I mean? The next book, not my president, but my lover, who could #resist.
Oh God.
A beautiful young businesswoman finds herself overworked and undersexed, but a chance encounter brings her to a hunky man who can satisfy her every need. None other than the 45th United States President, Donald Trump.
Oh, what?
Yeah. She also writes for the conservatives.
Horny for Trump too.
Yeah. Through a series of wet and wild encounters, which is a gross way to say. I don't
Fun.
like. I hate when this.
That's how you
says-
handle things sexually, though. That's the only way it's gonna happen.
I don't like hearing wet and wild together ever. And there was like when I was in Kansas, there was a goddamn water park when I was a kid. I mean, I wouldn't have known this. But
Yeah.
there was a goddamn water park called Wet and Wild. And
Yeah,
now if I heard that, I'm like, ooh.
There's nail polish too. Drugstore nail polish was Wet and Wild.
Yeah. Her wild encounters, Trump helps her experience an awakening of her body and her soul sexually.
Oh, sure. Just to
uh,
be clear about how that went down.
Yeah, she wrote a few other ones here. Let me get you one more because there is another very good. Oh, okay, yes, there is. I got two of them for you, but right here we got My Antifa Lover.
This is the one that Minnie Death Cult read.
Oh, did they?
Yes, on their
Okay.
Patreon. It's good.
A Riot of the Heart, steamy romance against fascism. That's a good line. So where's the description? Oh, a young congresswoman falls in love with a daring masked protester in Seattle, Washington, after encountering him at a non-violent burning down of a federal building. She can't tell what is hotter, the fire or her feelings developing for him. So,
Hey, I love being a non-violent building burning down. What is
I think that was a little,
pointed?
you know, come on, you know. Okay, what about this one here? All right. This from 2021. It's called My Billionaire Stud, Elon Musk.
Oh no, stop it.
Did you see that picture of him?
Sure.
Yeah, so we just falling in love.
Hey, everybody's a okay body. There's no reason to talk about people's size and shape.
Okay, all right. She wanted to go to Mars and she wanted an electric car to bring her there. That's not good writing at all. That didn't make any sense to me. Her only way to do it is to work closely with the occasionally world's richest man, Elon Musk. But as they get to know each other more and more, it becomes clear that opposites attract, and the look he gives her is worth more than $1 billion. Soon she'll realize she doesn't have to go to Mars to feel out of this world. I'm going to disagree with the.
I like that one because she's going to get to do a lot of Elon talk, and I want to see what she thinks his like game is. Do you think it'll just be all calculation stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. Really, the reviews I read say they're really poorly written books.
Surely you believe in investing in cryotechnology.
Yeah. Okay. Proud Boys, capital punishment, stand by and undress. He wanted to own the libs. Now he is owned sexually.
This is so good. This is such a Michael Scott ass thing. This is such a sexually.
Listen here, sexually. Okay. A worker at the U.S. Capitol finds his life mundane and not fun until he meets a bad boy who opens him up to an entire new world. This boys' club is proud and ready to show him the ropes and chains of how to stand back and stand by for a man-on-man love. These boys are hot and ready to go, and they're far right because they don't go both ways. They're ready to storm the capital of your heart and body with sex. Gay sex, because they prove all loves matter.
What? This is that. They're getting better.
Yeah, probably
they're picking up steam. I like that one.
Yeah,
this one there probably will be someone that writes in anonymously and says I'm a leftist that likes the Proud Boy gay porn.
Well, I mean, it's fine. You know, it is like, Proud Boy porno. I guess is well, that is Jessica Stranger.
Love it.
Hey, if somebody reads her, if she did audiobooks, I'd listen to every single one of them, obviously. Yeah. But I ain't reading this shit. But if somebody out there reads it and wants to come on and either call into the show or something to tell us what it is, I would love to hear it. I am very into this type of erotica.
Yeah.
And also, if you find a naked picture of Joe Biden, I'd love to see it.
Just you can dig up or make.
Yeah, and Trump. And that's the show for this week.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We do this every single week, 2 times a week. And you can find it at twitch.tv/streetfightradio, Wednesday, 6 to 8, Sunday, 8 to 10. If you want more, patreon.com. Find us on social media, Street Fight WCRS. If you bought the caution t-shirt, they're in the mail. I printed the labels out. The store is up to date. I'm getting ahead, ready to move into the next level here. But Big Bill Haywood still struggling. I mean, all of our stuff is on Street Fight Time, but it will get to you and I'm going to wrap that order up when I get back from vacation. So you got one more week on the Big Bill Haywood t-shirt pre-order. If you are on Patreon, you get 20% off of that. So consider it. And what?
Also, if you ever wanted to call into the show, I'm relatively certain I'm probably going to do the call-in show by myself this week, but maybe I'll have a guest and call this week then, because I will chat with you and we'll have more time and stuff. But that is all. And read the book. Okay.
I'll try to call in maybe. I shouldn't have told you that. Peace.
Peace. All right, boys. I got to go eat.